Hello and welcome. Nice to have you there. Nice to see you there. The three of you, maybe. I think three. Yeah, probably three of you are there. I think maybe three of you. I'm not really sure how many of you are there, but hey, it's probably as many as we have. I think I fixed the lighting thing. I really don't know if it looks good enough. Let me see at the monitor there. Yeah, I think it looks decent. Yeah, I think it's fine. I think it's fine. If you think it looked better before, you let me know. I don't know. Maybe I'm just crazy. Maybe I think it looks better. But hey, let me have another look. Yeah, I moved. I moved. Yeah, I just saw myself moving to the other side. Let me see again. Yeah, I think it's fine. I think it's fine. Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. Oh, it's gonna have to do. Oh my god, I need to change that chair. Yeah. But yes, thank you for being there. Thank you for being there. Welcome back. Remember to leave a like. Remember to subscribe, to follow there on Twitch, and yeah, and leave a comment down. Where is it? There. You know, there's the thing for comments there, and you can comment and say hello, and I will read it, and we can chat and all that. Yes, it's so nice to have you here. So nice to see you, to be honored with your presence as always. I'm very glad to have you here. It's always an honor to have your presence. But hey, so tonight, or this afternoon, I don't know. I think it's 7 p.m. So it's 26 past 7. So yeah. We're going to continue with the game, but also I may just go in and show you some of the stuff. I just seen this. There's an update by Down by Ren in this map, and I want us to look at it because I haven't yet reacted to it. I just want to have a look and probably show you some of the stuff that we haven't seen yet together here in the in our live stream. So let's do that. I keep forgetting to look at the camera once in a while. I don't know if I should look at the camera or not. I really don't know. Like, honestly, like totally honestly, I don't know. So, that's an issue I have. Probably going to have to figure that out if I should look at the camera or what. But yeah, let me close these things down and let me go in and then, and show you the, what I'm talking about. Let's go in. But I'm gonna share my screen. Share my screen. And wait. Oh, I didn't open this thing yet. Oh my god, this is gonna be a problem otherwise. All right, yeah, we can go in here like this. Yeah, I think it's fine. But yes, because I'm not sure if you're going to see with my face there, sorry, let's bring this up here. All right, yes. And I can the idea is that you'll be able to see. Yeah, you can see fine there, right? You can see fine there. I think you can, yeah. All right. So yes, this is the last thing he shared on the showcase there for the map. Brilliant stuff, really. I mean, it's looking incredible. Look at that. It's a world generator, and you can go there, on the GitHub, Down by Ren runtime map gen. It's incredible work he's been doing there. Amazing stuff. And and then you have the all of these images are just stunning. So go there in Discord, give it a give him some love there in the Discord. Look at these. Look at the peak mountain there. Oh, it's just beautiful, amazing. And then you have this other things. He's been doing. He built this little forum here, which is amazing. You can really see some of the stuff he's been doing. Here's a little video of himself like running around with this little third-person character. This is probably the default third-person character, I guess, because this is using Rapier for physics, and you can see how it's moving around vegetation and all that. It's just brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. And the trees and all that. He had all the trees placement. I love how the map, it looks like an actual map, because sometimes these generators, they don't generate like terrain that looks real. They sometimes generate terrain that looks like like generated terrain, like some parts have too many slopes in places, where it doesn't look walkable. But in this case, like you have these like valleys and places like this that are walkable, that are nice, and then the mountains on the side. This is very cool, having valleys, and little places where there are slopes, but there are like valleys and there are like terraces. That's magnificent. The kind of I love the shapes that it generates and how it looks very harmonic. How it looks like this will lead to a beach, like kind of like that. I think that's amazing. That's amazing, honestly. And then the last thing he shared, saying that this is spoilers from second iteration, where it's gonna have wind animation. Look at that, the wind animation for the trees and the vegetation. That's brilliant. That's just beautiful. And then for grass, flowers, trees, stone, disabled. I guess disabled the wind animation for the stuff. No, wind animation per group foliage, for example. I guess because stone, you should disable, because you can't you can't animate stone with wind, right? Unless it's a very, very strong wind and just you get the the rocks falling down the mountain, maybe there. Then you have better light shader with cozy sun highlight. That's amazing, yeah. And then better minimap logic, feature complete, waypoints, YouTube. Wow, that's incredible. So okay, so having like waypoints for them, so that you can in the minimap look at where you're going. And then the ambient sounds for the where you can put ambient sound for game. Oh, that's incredible. That's really good. And then 2 iteration focused focuses on ambience, on mood of world, of its livelihood, atmosphere, release probably soon. That's really good. That's really good. Wow, it's very impressive, like a proper world generation thing. And what's best, I think, is that it's just a component that you can add in your game, and it will do it automatically, which is impressive. I mean, very impressive. Of course, you have to have like the assets and all that, but you can get those for free fairly easily. And this is doing incredible work. I mean, this is very, very impressive, and it looks brilliant. And thank you, Downbound for sharing this. I'm gonna leave my usual top reaction here with the mate and the heart there, because this is just beautiful. This is just amazing. And beautiful stuff. Let's reply and say, like, amazing progress. Yes. We should turn this into a package. Definitely something you can download, because it's beautiful. I mean, it's beautiful. It's there. It's open source. We should turn this into a package. Definitely. Something people can download in the marketplace, because it's amazing. We should probably talk about that. And with Dumbar there. And and congratulations. This is amazing work. Amazing. Thank you so much. And I love sharing these kinds of things of people's progress with their work and things that they've been doing. So if you have anything there to showcase, share it here on Showcase. And now I'll share it. Dumbar Ring has been blasting with amazing stuff there. And but we always have like usually Marky's sharing stuff there as well. So if you're building anything, come in here, and then share it, because I know there's many people building stuff, and many people just don't come here, don't share stuff. I did the review of Chris's game, which is amazing, really. So you go there, try cybertrike.com, very, very nice, impressive work he's been doing, trying to bring back to life a very old school game. And let's help him out. So go there and and try the game out, give him some feedback, help him out, would really love that. So okay, let's now go back to the game. All right, this was brilliant. This was brilliant, very, very brilliant. I'm so impressed with the work people like him have been doing. I really love seeing people building stuff with Rogue Engine. I love, when people share the stuff they build, and when I can, when I can attest to that, it really makes everything, all the effort and everything worth it. So yeah, I'm very happy with that. Very, very happy with that. So yeah, something else then. Also, I've been working as I said before in the last stream. If you weren't here, I'm working a lot on a no-code system, right? On an action system. That's prior to doing anything with AI or anything like that. It's just first, let's see what we can do by ourselves. And then, if we need to fill in blanks, fill in the blanks with a self-generation tool, something like that, with generators, we can fill in the blanks with that, for code. I'm talking about code specifically, right? I'm not talking about art. I'm not talking about 3D. I'm not talking about, no, that we leave that to the artists. We're talking about code here, right? We're talking about the math and the complex, things that you may not know how to do. If we can find a way to help you do that easily, far easier. It's already quite easy, but some things can get a bit complicated. So the goal, what I'm trying to achieve right now, is to be able to create like some of the examples that I already have without code. So that's what I'm doing, right? Creating them. At least I'm creating the system in which that will help to that. And yeah, I created this serialization, and I'm using the serialization to generate components, to self-generate components. Using a set of procedures to create actions. And these actions are going to be responsible for generating the code, right? For simply reproducing the code that is already there in our code. Basically, these little actions will simply call some code that we have in the scene. We're just going to call them, right? And with some parameters, we say, okay, we want to do this with this, and it's simply an easy way to serialize certain procedures that we want to do in our game, to do in a component, right? To perform in a component, and things that we can easily code and define in code. So yes, I'm defining the way to set up those actions to make it easy for myself, of course, and for other developers who want to define actions for others. Maybe share them in the marketplace. Maybe share them in a GitHub or something. If you want to do anything like that, the idea is that we can really make something, make shareable stuff like that, that is easy to for other people to integrate in a no-code workflow. So you can share, say, components that do stuff already by themselves. So it's a full component, and some actions that can be used in, for tooling for certain things. Like, for instance, I'm adding, like, one of the things I have to do in this case is add some actions. Actions for the physics package, for instance, right? That is not part of Rogue Engine, right? The Rapier physics package is an integration that is officially built, but it's not part of the engine itself. So when you download, the idea would be that when you download the Rapier physics package, you will have these actions that you can use with no code, with the no code tooling that we have. We're going to have for the next iteration. 1.0 that is. And that's one thing. Another thing that I've been experimenting with, I think I said this a bunch of times. I said this before, like last year, but yeah, we weren't doing these live streams. But I've been experimenting a lot and giving some tries to WebGPU a lot, right? You can use WebGPU now, but it's a bit tricky. It's not the easiest. You need to do some workarounds here and there. My biggest issue with it right now is that it's not showing that much of a performance improvement for many of the things that I've tried, at least, right? I mean, where it counts, where you say, okay, I'm going to use WebGPU because I want this to be more performant, and suddenly, oh no, it's not that much more performant. It's not that much better. And maybe for certain things to look better, it's more performant. But then you add a bunch of objects and you move them, and suddenly, oh no, it's worse. It's far worse than WebGL. So, you know, some things may look better, but then, you know, they may perform way worse. So that's not good. That's not good. I think TSL is fantastic. But yeah, I'm still not confident. And I'm in this conundrum right now where I know that I need to, I've been working hard on trying to future-proof Rogue Engine to make sure that it's not, that we don't hit a point where we're in 1.0 and we start breaking projects because we are adding WebGPU, right? And I don't want to like separate the two branches of build WebGL or build WebGPU, and these projects are totally incompatible. You can't do anything with it. I would like to have a way to interface these two ways of developing, and because the code itself, I mean, the code you're going to be using, your components and all that, that's the same. The problem we have is with materials. That's the biggest issue, materials. Because the renderer, well, we can just change the renderer very easily. We can swap the renderer. You can swap the renderer in a component very easily. You can, in fact, just decide not to render anything. You can close the renderer completely. Yeah, you have access. You know, you just go into the render function. You override the render function. And that's it. That's fine. You're just not going to render anything. And there's a random function you can set, in fact, that is exactly what it's meant to do. So it's meant to be used that way. So that you can set up your own rendering procedure. That's how we built Rogue Engine, thinking that you may want to render things in a different way that I want to render them, that someone else wants to render them. So if you want to render things in a specific way, you want to do a whole bunch of stuff before you render, then or after, then you have control over the render function itself. Yes, I think that's really useful, and that's easy to do. That's very easy to do, swapping the renderer. But then all the code, it's just the same. It's just the same code. The part that changes is, unless it's using materials, then it may change, because some things are not working. Some things just don't work. So we need to kind of future-proof stuff. We need to make sure that we're not breaking things apart. We're not destroying things just to make a WebGPU project. I may have to branch separate WebGPU projects from WebGL projects. I don't know how it's going to be. I understand this is a massive challenge for the Three.js team, and I commend them for the amazing work they're doing. It's really impressive, and of course the work that they're doing in the future it's going to be incredible, right? It is going to be really amazing, and it is a big improvement, for the future. This is future-proofing the web, the 3D web. But right now, we're not at a point where it's, let's switch to WebGPU. Also because Firefox doesn't really, it's kind of there, and many people use Firefox, right? Then if you're using it on Linux, or you're using if you're using Linux, or you're using Chrome, Windows, you're using like Firefox on Linux and Chrome on Windows, or Chrome on Linux, and it changes a lot. It really drastically changes. Also, I don't know. I'm not confident yet. To do a swap, I have to be very careful because it's a tool. It's not just a library, right? A library you can do. Okay, I'm just not update the library to this amount, a lot of that. But yeah. Part of the work I have to do now for the new version is updating Three.js. Some stuff is going to break, right? Some stuff it's just going to break because it's a new breaking version, and you should be aware of that. So yes, I want you to to know that for You may need to go into your projects and change some things. I always try for these things to be as smooth as possible. But sometimes there's just not enough I can do. So that's why it's going to be 1.0. Is a new version. We're out of beta, out of alpha, out of everything. We're just full 1.0, and that's going to be a big change. So be aware of that. Be careful. Be careful when you update. Yes, that's going to be a big improvement though. So yeah, give it up for the Three.js people there doing the great work. And yeah, and I just, I'm just integrating their tool and, humbly doing it and stepping, standing in the shoulder of giants, doing all this amazing work. So, yeah, they deserve the respect that they truly deserve. So yes, let's give it up for them, and yeah, cheers to them. And I hope we have a widely supported working WebGPU version soon that we can more or less swap. I guess more or less swap. At least that we have some kind of mechanism to kind of swap these things around. But yes, for now, I'm finding there are many occasions in which it performs worse than WebGL, way worse than WebGL. So it's like it's hit or miss, and just changing. And it's not just a matter of changing it. I thought it was going to be. Some people were saying that it was like that, but it's not like that. It's not a 1-1 thing. So yeah, it's going to take some work, but it is going to be there definitely. When it's widely supported, it will be widely supported in Rogue Engine. You have no doubt of that. Okay, we're going to stay on top of what's widely supported, right? Right now, I don't recommend using it other than for experimentation, because some people it's going to work, some people it isn't. So I don't think I can recommend it for for big future-proof project right now, unless you really need it and you're thinking, okay, I'm going to release this in 5 years. Then yeah, probably. But yeah, that's the case. Those are my thoughts, and I hope you find those useful. Of course, we're going to be very much in the on top of the latest that Three.js is putting out, and we're going to try and always be there, keeping up and making things look better for you. All right, so we're done with that. Let's go to our game now. Okay. So, all right, here we are. Let me just look at the audio, because nobody even said hello. Nobody even said hi, hello, we're here. Just watching you, bald bearded guy there. Nobody. Yeah, just listening to the audio. I think I can hear it. I can hear it in the monitor there. So you're okay. And and if you haven't said hello yet, if you haven't, we're streaming both on Twitch and YouTube. I think summing them both up. We have about, how many people we have? We have like 3 people. Wow, that's a lot, right? It's always like the one person on Twitch. I can see the one person on Twitch on but I don't know how trustworthy the number is here. Because sometimes Twitch afterwards shows me something else. But yeah, because I don't have like Twitch open. Can I open it on my phone? Probably, yeah. I don't know if I have the Twitch app, but I can look it up. I can see if I can maybe just open it to have it here. As a monitoring thing, just in case. In case something. Because the one problem I have is that sometimes, like twice last week, I was raided. And Restream, because I'm using Restream doesn't tell you when you're being raided. And that's kind of a problem, right? Because, you want to say thank you to the people raiding you, but it doesn't tell you anything. Those messages don't show. The only messages that show are the messages of people actually sending those messages. So unless you tell me, hey, I'm being raided, I don't know. So yeah, that's a bit of an issue. Or unless I see like a big number increase and I say, okay, am I being raided? But otherwise, I really don't know what's going on. So let's go Twitch. There you go. Ah, I think I have it. Yeah, there it is. I don't know if I'm logged in or not. I think I am. I may be. I don't know. Oh yeah, I think yeah. I'm showing live here. Yeah, I see my face looking at the phone there. Good, good. And can't see any comments. Nobody commenting. Well, what's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? Not even saying hello. Yeah, but I see one person there. Okay, that's good. That's good. Okay, we have there you go. Seen it there. All right, yeah, let's focus on our game. And yeah, if more people come in, if you feel like at some point saying hello, just do that. Oh, it really helps. It really helps because when you interact, when you give a like, when you know leave a comment, things like that, you know the YouTube and Twitch and all that, they think, oh, you know, people like this thing, so they start, you know, they start sharing it more, you know, start putting it out there. I don't know if Twitch does it, at least YouTube, you know, so if you're on YouTube and you're watching, you know, just leave a comment saying, hey, and it really helps. Or, you know, just leaving a like is by itself is very, 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 very useful, you know. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Okay. Let's work on this. Let's work on this. So, last stream we had we were working on our game on the explosions. Oh right, we were working on the we added the hit particles for the gun. Remember that? And what happened here? Visible. We have a problem there. We have a problem there. What was the problem? Oh right, yeah, we have a problem there. Okay. Okay, what's that? What's this? What is this? Let's look at it. Let's see what the problem is. Cannot separate the undefined, say invisible. Shouldn't tower update. Ah, right, yes. Okay. Because okay, yeah, because it doesn't have a beam thing there. All right, yeah, let's move it out there. Yeah, let's remove that. And yeah, no, this is not it. This is not it. I haven't opened the actual project that we need to be working on. This is going to be a mess. This is going to be a mess. Just let's come back here for a second because this is, you know how this is. Yeah, I open the project and when I'm sharing the screen, it takes ages, and also, you know, it starts tumbling about. So yeah, let's. Oh my god. Let's wait for it. Yeah, there we are. There we go. Okay. I need to go back some time to try and stream on the Mac because I remember we had some issues with the audio and some stuff, but I think the problem was that the Rogue Engine build for the Mac was not that great. It was the generic build, you know, the universal build. And now that we have an actual ARM, and I have an ARM Mac, that's a problem, right? So now we have an actual ARM installer. I may go back and try to stream from the Mac again and see what happens there. You know, see what results we get. That would be interesting. That would be cool. That would be cool to see if, you know, there's any change there. But yeah, let's give this a go again and see what's going on here. There we go. Remember, you know, you can see the chats here if you say anything, it's going to show up here up top there. So yeah, say hello whenever you feel like it. You know, I'm gonna be paying attention there. You know, I have like a bit of a delay because I have a monitor there. It's just streaming there from YouTube, so I can see with a bit of a delay. So yeah, don't be scared of that. But yeah, give me a like, leave me a like there, help me out with the YouTube algorithm and all that shit. You know, so yeah, I know it's shit to say it, but the problem is when I say it, I've tried not saying it and not asking people to like the video, and I don't know if people forget or what, or just don't do it. and I get a lot less likes when I don't say it. Whenever I say like the video, I get like 5 times more likes. But we're talking about very few, right? We're talking about my videos get 7 to 10 likes, these live streams. Yes, it's very, very sad. But that's the top I get. Sometimes I get like 1 or 2, not counting my own, right? Which I have to go and actually like, because some people go in and dislike the video. Yeah, it's just so, the ratio goes bad, so terrible. And yeah, some people just go in and just dislike videos like that, just I don't get it. Unless you really hate it, like, I hate this person. Why dislike a video? But hey, people are people, I guess. Said Depeche Mode, if you like the kind of thing. All right, let's try this out. So let's go for it. Shooting tower. Yes, that's the problem. We need to make sure that the beam hit thing is... Yeah, we are signing. I'm an idiot. Okay, I'm an idiot. Yeah. Because we know we have a beam here, right? And we need to... Yeah, we need to do this only if beam hit. All right, we do this. Yeah. That's okay. Yeah. But also there's another place where this is happening, and that is here. Else if this stop beam hit, right? Because we're gonna need to fix the beam stuff. This was temporary anyway, so yeah. But in order not to destroy the stuff that we have done, yeah, we need to kind of be careful how we do it, right? Let's come here and add this in this way. Yeah. And we make this true, right? Yeah. So yeah, we shoot and we start showing the beam, but we stop showing the beam whenever we are not shooting. So that works, right? That works. I think it works. I don't know. I think it works. It should work, but it doesn't. It works logically in our minds, but it doesn't work properly in here in the game. So yeah, let's try that again, and let's play. Let's bring in the gun, big guns. Like boom, boom. Yeah, we have like these hit particles now. They look very nice. So we have hit particles for the gun. And yeah, so it's the gun there that has hit particles, and then we have the cannon that also has the the boom, which is nice. And yeah, that's cool. All right, but we need we need the hit particles for the energy thing, right? But you see how they are always showing there, and yeah, and then they never disappear; they stay there. So yeah, we need to fix that. We need to fix that. We were looking to fix that in some way, but yeah, I think that's just boring to do right now, because I'm gonna have to go in. I really don't know if you. That depends, right? I mean, since I don't know if you want to do this, I don't know it's not a fun thing to do. So I'm really afraid of doing this and boring you to death. Because the thing is, I'm thinking of adding a system here. To stop showing the particles, right, in the particle system, right, to update it, because I realized that like an indirect way to stop showing the particles when the object itself is invisible, because right now it's not doing that. Right now what it's doing is here's the thing: we need to make the emitter. What we're doing is we're trying to set the visibility of the emitter to whatever the object 3D is. So that's what I did, right? so that whatever particle system you're using, it depends on that. It depends on where we're making the object itself invisible. So you can set some other method in, like a proxy method, if you want some sort of proxy method to make it work with whatever particle system you're using. If you don't want to use quarks, because that's the thing, I don't want to force you to use the quarks particle system, or any particle system in general. You should be free to do whatever you want. Yes, we have, this is a template for a tower defense, another template, that requires you to use quarks particle system. That's not the idea. Particle system is here just to show you how particles will look with this, and then you can decide if you want to use them or not. And in this case, so I'm trying to make it work. So if I can make it more generic, like a more generic method to make things work in the quarks particle system, say, okay, let's stop them. Stop showing the particles if the object is invisible, right? So if we set visibility to false, this thing should be invisible, and we're doing that. But I'm going to show you that we are actually doing that, because it's hard to see if you let's bring it in. Let's bring it here. No, it's not here. It's the turrets. Let's go into the turrets, and we have the laser tower here. Okay, yeah, it's just adding it here so you can see what's going on. Let's play, and you can see what I'm talking about. Wait, no. Let's grab the cannon itself. Barrel, beam, there's the beam. Okay, so we are grabbing the beam. No, the beam, the laser hit here. And we're making this invisible, right? This is the option we're making invisible. And we're making, so we're doing it this way, right? So that the object that this has, whenever it's invisible, it should make the particles invisible, but it's not working. Yeah, and there's this, you see how there's also frame drops. So we also have some kind of a, what we're doing here generated a, some kind of memory leak. That's the last thing we did last time. I was like, okay, fuck this, I'm done. So we have a memory leak of sorts, right? In this new way we developed of doing things, probably because because of the way in which we're doing this. I don't like that. I don't like that, honestly. So let's if we remove this, let's see if we get the frame drop. If we do this, just by removing the changes we made, because these are the changes that we made to the particle system code, right? So the raw quarks code. So let's go back here and play, and yeah, let's see if you can see the particles there, right? And I don't know if you can see the particles. They're very small. And yeah, no, we still have those frame drops. So it's related to something else, probably. Let's see if it's related to me selecting it there. Maybe, it doesn't like that I'm selecting it. I don't know. See what's happening, because we have some frame drops there that are definitely related to. Probably because it was selected. I don't know. Maybe something related to. Maybe could it be that the editor, yeah, because here's the thing, the particle system has an edited thing that is there basically to show the particles in the editor. That maybe that's creating a memory leak. Yeah, so probably it's not related to the changes we made, but it's related to that. So yeah, I don't know. Yeah, let's try this out again. With the changes we applied and see what happens. Yeah, it should work like smooth, very, very smooth. Yeah, it is smooth. So it's probably related to that. Maybe we have a problem with the editor script that is creating a memory leak when we're playing the scene. So yeah, we should probably look into that. It's probably generated some kind of problem there. Yeah, let's look into that later. But for now, let's focus on the problem at hand. The problem at hand is that we need to stop the particles without actually reaching out to the particles. We need a way to make the particles stop. We need a way to make the particles invisible when we're not shooting, when we're not hitting the target. And we need to do that in a way that that does not tie us to the use of rogue quarks. You see? So, because this is a generic system we're trying to create, right? So we have an extra challenge. Otherwise, it would be very simple. Because we simply stop the particles, right? We simply hit stop and that's it, right? It would be simple, but we can't do that. So if we can't do that, we have to think of a way of improving this. So of making it happen, I guess. Okay. Let's think for a second. What if we stop when the object is invisible, right? Okay, let's do this. So if this dot object 3D dot visible, right? So if it's not visible, okay, and this dot is playing, I guess. This dot quarks. No, what's the renderer particles? Playing, no. Where are the particles stored? Particle system is playing, no. Play. Stop. Okay, so we can stop it, but I should know if it's playing, right? How do we know if it's playing? How do we know if it's playing? Maybe we can use the visibility as a toggle in a way. You know, yeah, maybe we can't. We should add the. Maybe we should add the playing thing. Really doesn't have a playing thing to know if it's playing. Some kind of flag. We need some kind of flag. Doesn't have that. If it doesn't have that, we need to create it ourselves. We need to do it ourselves. Yeah. We need our own flag. Okay. We'll create our own flag. All right. Yeah. We could be able to get away without doing that. Just by doing. Wait. Emitter. Dot. Is. Because maybe the emitter itself has the let's see, position, parent, name, look at okay, we say that. Okay, we're going to say that if visible is different. Yes, if this object visible is different than the visible of the emitter, right? Okay. what we're going to do is we're going to look at whatever this is, right? So if this dot object 3D visible, okay, we play. No, how are we playing the particles? How are we emitting? Are we just emitting like that? Are we just letting it emit? It does quarks updated. Maybe it's okay. I have it right up here. I'm an idiot. Okay, so if we stop this thing here, it stops the particles, right? Because this is the actual particles. It's updating. So it does updated equals true. And so it doesn't do it again. So it comes back here. It says update. So it's just a flag. It's just a render flag, right? So it's come back here in next frame and does it again. So we could say yeah, but we don't want to actually stop it. Yeah, that's the problem, right? We could set it here, but here's the problem. Let me explain myself. Oh, we have someone here. We have Cyan Khan. How's it going, mate? Thank you for joining us. Is it Cyan Khan? Let me know if I'm pronouncing it correctly, please. I think I am, but I don't know. Cyan Khan. I would imagine that's the way to pronounce it, but please let me know, correct me. But thank you for joining us. Thank you for being there, mate. I realized, yeah, you just rolled. Yeah, I've been like just looking at the monitor right there to see if someone came in. But yes, thank you so much for writing as well. It really helps. Whenever people, write, say something, YouTube says, "Oh, people like this thing." Yeah, so let's, so yeah, don't forget to say hello and leave a like, because YouTube likes that. We are watching, we're streaming both on YouTube and on Twitch. So if you're watching on Twitch, leave me a follow if you like the content. And yes, please, it really helps out. But yes, let's go ahead and keep going. Let us know, Cyan Khan, where you're watching from. Where are you based? Where are you based? What time is it over there? But yes, let's go. Let's keep going with this. All right, so we have okay, so we know we can stop it straight up, right? We can say, okay, let's not update it. But the problem with that is that it will outright disappear. I don't think that's what we want. What we want, I think, is for the particles to gracefully disappear, right? To stop, right? That's what we want, I think. So let's see if we can solve that. And I think the way to understand if we can solve that is to look at how we're emitting the particles. And we have Cyan Khan there. Sir, I need some suggestions. All right, let us know what you need, mate, and if I can help, I will, mate. All right, so let's solve this. All right. In it. Okay, in it. So that's what we're doing here, right? We're just what we're doing here is okay, we're doing end. When the emitter ends, hit play. If the label says play there. Dispose of the system. Okay. Yeah, the label doesn't say play with dispose the system. That's why. That's also why we have that problem that when if we're not looping, it doesn't disappear gracefully. That's kind of a problem, right? We don't want that. Okay, but we're adding the event listener here so that we play whenever we hit the end. I don't know why we're doing that. I don't remember that. But hey, there's a reason I added it. I mean, it's like go back and think, oh, why did I do this? Okay. Yeah, I'm forcing the particle. I'm doing some nasty stuff here. Forcing the particle system to be undefined there. I don't know why I'm doing that, but I guess it may have something to do with something that makes sense, I guess. I hope. I wish. I can only hope that it has something to do with something that makes sense. All right. So, but I think the key here is in it, I guess. I guess. So let's come here and see what's going on. So when we do init, it creates a particle system back again. That's why we're making it undefined, and we're coming back here. And now what we're doing is we're setting everything. We're defining if it's looping or not, and all that. And then we are on all the behaviors. We're on all the stuff. I'm pre-configuring some stuff. You can reconfigure them if you want. You can do all the stuff. You can do whatever you want. Honestly, we're adding the emitter, so the emitter is being added to this, and it's being added. The batch system is being added. All the stuff that needs to kind of be added here. And we're saying that. What else? Nothing else. Nothing else. We're just doing that. And we add it all here. And then all we do is simply say update. And that's what makes the particle system go. So there's no like a play. There's no like, okay, start playing the particles thing. That's on us. We are actually updating the particles. What we could do is say that if we're looping, we stop looping maybe. So maybe if it's visible, we say particle system looping, say equals false. Maybe that. And else. We say, well, no, but what if the particle system is there and we just want it to instantiate whenever we make it visible there? We need some kind of play there. Yeah, whenever we make it visible, we want to, hey, just do this and then, just stop. That would be the way to go, wouldn't it? That would be the way to go. We need some kind of play functionality here. We need to have some kind of interface to say, okay, play once, play once. Something like that, well, there is a play here. There is a play, but we're not using it anywhere. That's the thing, right? We're not using the play mechanism here. We're not saying play anywhere here, honestly. Yeah, no, other than this is the button that we have, but it's not doing play to this thing. So maybe we should say that if visible, okay, say if visible, play, else this dot particle system stop. Yeah. Maybe this works, I don't know. And we just set the visibility of the particle system to whatever the new visibility is. So we say this object 3D dot visible, and that's what we do. Let's see. We have CPT. I think CPT Chica here. Kopchika. It's called Kopchika. Yeah, Kopchika. How's it going, Kopchika? Hello, mate. Thank you for being there. You're there on Twitch. We have Kopchika on Twitch. on Twitch. Thank you for joining us, mate. Thank you for joining us and for saying hello. It really helps. You know, it really helps. Say hello, leave a follow, and all that. It really helps. I'm getting, and then you have Cyan Khan saying, I'm getting very stuck in JavaScript. I'm using AI a lot, but I'm not able to build projects on my own. What should I do? Please, you should learn JavaScript and stop using AI until you learn how to use JavaScript. That's my best suggestion to you. I think AI is useful if you know what you're doing and you can look back into what you're doing and correct yourself, you know, correct the results if they're not good, because that's what usually happens. You get some really good results sometimes and some horrible results sometimes. So you can't trust it. It's, you know, it's a matter of, you know, whatever the thing wants to do at that time, however you wrote the prompt. So if you trust the AI blindly, you're going to have a very big problem. And, you know, sometimes even if you really know what you're doing, you can have a big problem if you start trusting it too much. So I would say to anyone learning, stop using AI until you know what you're doing. When you learn, when you know what you're doing, when you're actually good at it, you know, when you actually know what's going on, you know, then, you know, you can start using it as a tool to kind of automate things that would otherwise be painfully difficult, you know, like just not painfully difficult, but simply not difficult, but just tedious. You know, sometimes just something tedious. I don't want to write this thing, or maybe it's just sometimes it gives you good ideas and good suggestions if you're using the tabs thing, Copilot stuff. It really, you know, it's very. But if you don't know, you can be just very suggestible to let it. Oh yeah, do it this way, because and you don't even know what's going on. So I mean, if you don't learn how to do it yourself, how do you know if the AI is doing it right? Just because the result is good, then you can have a massive memory leak. And you don't know why it happened. Well, because it's instantiating this thing. Think that the AI is trained in all the shit it says in GitHub. And there's a bunch of shit in GitHub. So it's trained on the good things and on the really bad things as well. So it doesn't have the best practices sometimes. And sometimes it doesn't understand the problem that you're trying to solve. So it won't really try to complete your project. What it will do is try to complete the next phrase, the next word, the next thing, because that's what it does. It doesn't think logically like it doesn't think mathematically in that sense. It thinks in how you know in a way in which you write a book. It thinks what's the next sentence, what's the next word, that's how it thinks. So that's not how you complete a project. The way you complete a project is you think critically of it, right? You think, okay, what's the steps to complete this project? What do I need for this project? You start get a little diagram. You think, okay, where do I start? Separate it into little problems and solve each problem separately. You know, and that's how you complete a big project. But do not go head first to I want to learn programming. I'm gonna let the AI do it. Then just why are you even learning to program in the first place? Just don't. It makes no sense. And AIs are really stupid. You know, they're really bad. So in general, so you have to they will give you great stuff and bad stuff. Kapchika here says, when someone tells me to use AI for something, I just ask them, is there anyone trustworthy enough to teach me stuff I want to build first? Also using AI also trains it to do things you want to do. Yes, that's the thing. I mean, it's good to I think it's a good teacher. I think some of them are good teachers. Sometimes I don't think it's good to sort of just blindly trust anything it teaches you, or anything it says. Do it this way because this reasons, because sometimes I know I've tried and I've got some really bad, sometimes contradictory things. Like it tells me one thing and then the code says something else because it shows you sample code and then the sample code doesn't match the thing that it's telling you, because it's telling you something and then in the code it's using some code that it found somewhere You know, that it's just putting together, and it contradicts the thing it's saying. So say it's telling you, yeah, because JavaScript this and that and memory leaks and all that, and then it goes on and shows you a little code, and then the code is going on and instantiating new object 3ds everywhere. You know, boom, 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 boom. Instead of reusing one or new vector 3s, that's a common thing. People like in Three.js, they instantiate vector 3s, for instance, right? They don't realize that that's just another object you're creating. Where the best option there is maybe don't just instantiate a new vector 3 every frame, because that's going to create a memory leak. You know, once every few frames, that thing's going to come and bite your arse. So do not let it. Don't just new things. No, that's, you know, the AI is just go and copy people that do that on GitHub. You know, so don't just trust the AI. Learn to do things yourself. And when you know what you're doing, you want to use it as help, that's the way to go. That's what Captica is saying, and Captica's on Twitch saying that's what we at uni have called research and abstract problem. Yeah, research and abstract problem, I guess. Yeah. Research a problem, trying to put it together, you know, sort of separate it into little problems, you know, and I would say don't, and I'm sorry to say this as well, right? But also, just like I say, don't trust AI blindly. Also, don't trust your teachers blindly, right? Don't trust, because your teachers, they are, you know, sometimes I'm going to say something very bad here. Some people are going to get very mad, but hey, I'm just going to say it. Some teachers, they are teachers because they suck, okay, at other things. And because, yeah, I just said that. I just said that there in front of you. And some teachers are teachers because they love teaching. And some people, they're just suck at everything else. So they become teachers because they're horrible at everything else. That's why I said it. There you go. I said it. And because I've found some teachers that are so bad, you know, if you were a really, really good teacher, you would probably be selling a course that it's worth a lot, and you would be teaching in the university being, you know, an idiot. You know, because some people are like, I'm not saying all teachers are bad, by the way. I was just, let's be clear here. I'm saying some teachers are really bad. So don't trust all teachers blindly, because some teachers are really bad. So go out there and do your own research of things, learn how things work, find different approaches, you know, because this is, you know, there's no one way to do things, and sometimes teachers get very dogmatic on their own way of doing things, you know, and some teachers are really good and some teachers are really bad. Okay, so, you know, but I'd rather trust a teacher than trust an AI. 100%. That's like 100%. But I still don't trust teachers. I go on and I research, and if I have to go and tell the teacher, hey, there's a better way for this, and the teacher doesn't like me finding a better way, then fuck the teacher. You know what I'm saying? You know, that's, you know, professor or whatever, you know. As delegate of tinfoil community, I hand you the tinfoil crown. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I very much appreciate it. I'll put it on the hat. Thank you so much. I have a bandana there, but it's made of, it's not made of, yeah, it's made of wool, I think. So it's probably synthetic wool. So I don't know. Yeah, I mean, thank you so much for that tinfoil hat. And yeah, don't trust anyone. Don't trust anyone. But yes, yeah, just, you know, in general, I think it's best. I think it's healthy to have like a healthy relationship with information in general. You know, sort of find different opinions, find different things. You know, open your mind to, you know, all kinds of things, and don't just trust people blindly because whatever they say sounds interesting also, right? Sometimes I think the tinfoil thing in many is like something sounds so cool and so nice, you know, like, wow, you know, the earth being flat, like imagine everyone is wrong, and just, you know, it's wow, you know, but it's just absolute bullshit, right? And yeah, and I don't know, you know, some people will believe it 100% and go, yeah, the earth is flat, and they will go with that. Well, okay, yeah, you believe the earth is flat, okay, yeah, that's you. But yeah, and if you're very suggestible, you may just go on and believe the earth is flat because the person sounds very, you know, whoa, very wise. And yeah, you shouldn't just believe the earth is flat because someone says it, right? And because it sounds very cool. You should go on and try to prove that the earth is not flat. If you are trying, if you're thinking, okay, maybe the earth is flat, well, go on and try to prove yourself wrong first. Right, that's the way you go. That's the way to go. Try whenever you have an idea to set on your mind and thinking, okay, first thing I have to do is try and prove myself wrong, and that's the way to go about things. Right, that's how you form an opinion. That's how you don't just set on something because I think it's really cool if it will be correct, so it's going to be correct from now on. No, first go on and try to prove yourself wrong, and that's how you're going to get the truth. I'm just getting too philosophical, am I not? Let's forget about this. Let's just rewind. I'm going to get out because my throat's going. Okay, keep going. All right. So we're playing and stopping. Sounds good, right? I got startled by the lights over there. I don't think I can see them there. Can you see the lights there? Can you see them? I don't know. Who even knows? All right. Let's try this out. Let's see if it works. I'm not sure if it will work, but let's try it. It doesn't. Look, it doesn't work. Still there. Yeah. Huh. So it's stopping here. And it doesn't work there. Oh, by the way, Cyan Khan said thank you. No problem, mate. No problem. Just I'm glad I could help. If that was helpful, glad I could have helped. By the way, for those who don't know, I'm reading comments from YouTube and from Twitch. We have people on Twitch, we have people on YouTube. We're transmitting on both, so you may see some stuff in one and the other and all that. Capture is talking again, saying if you don't question stated is it law of universe or are you full of shit? Me or someone before me? Is it law of universe or are you full of shit? Me or someone before me? I don't think I understood. What are you trying to say there? I think what you're trying to say there is that I guess if you don't question whatever's established as truth, then you may not know if it's an actual truth or if it's someone full of shit. So yeah, I don't know if the me or someone before me is what that means, but hey, yeah, I guess that's what you were trying to say, right? What you're saying here is that if we don't question it, we don't know if the other person's full of shit or not, I guess, right? I don't know, I guess. But yeah, if that's what you're saying, yeah, I agree with you totally. Yes. That's the point, right? That's the whole point. But yes, so yeah, this thing doesn't really work, does it? So yeah, maybe because the problem is the particle system. Emission state. What's the emission state mean? Emission state. Oh. What is emission state? Is this it's bursting. Wave index. Time. Huh. Okay. Emitter. Play. No, there's no play. Stop. No, there's none of it. Yeah, we don't have any of that. I would like for this to stop gracefully. We need a way to stop the particles gracefully. Like whenever it stops, we may need to create the to make the me or someone before me was quote author. Okay, yeah, I'm not familiar with it. I'm sorry. But yeah, probably yeah. It's a I'm native in Spanish, so haven't read that much in English at all. So we don't know. But yeah. Stop. Say stop. So we're saying that if visible, right, we want to play. Otherwise, we want to stop. But only if it's different, right? But in this case, we're starting out with the thing being the same. Maybe we should start like this. We're setting it to be something, right? So let's let it be whatever it wants to be here, and decide if it wants to play or not. Exactly here. All right. Let's try that. Let's try that. In fact, let's start that here. Yeah. And maybe we should create some kind of system to make it gracefully stop. Right? Directly. Like we directly stopping it, like gracefully stop. Let's see. There. Oh, okay, look at that. They're not there. There we have particles. There we have particles. There we have particles. And they're still there. So they don't stop. They don't stop. They don't go away. But I think that's because the the thing is not made invisible. Let's go back to the shouldn't tower thing. Let's look at the okay, this thing beam hit. It's saying true here. So where are we making it false? So if we're not shooting, this is only if we are not shooting here, right? This is if we are in firing rate, within firing rate. So okay. So maybe this is it too. Maybe we should make it false here as well. I don't like this one bit. I think this is disgusting. 100% disgusting. Oh my god, I don't like it. I don't like it one bit. I think it's bad. I think it's really awful. And I don't like it. Let's see. Maybe I can tie it to this thing. I don't know. Oh my god, I don't know. Let's try this out. Yeah, we know that there are no particles there, all right? There are no particles at all there now. Never showing up. Or maybe they show up and they go away. Yeah, maybe that's the case. Maybe they're just going away. I think the problem we have here is that the particles they're just disappearing. When we stop, they disappear completely. I think that's the case. Yeah. In fact, if we come here to the roquax, we make we stop the stop, right? And yeah, so it doesn't stop. You see that? So It doesn't like gracefully stop. So it's the same as if we just stopped updating it here, I guess. I don't know. Because also we're not disposing of it. So I think the problem with stopping it here, if we stop updating it, yeah, I think if we stop updating it, what will happen is they will just be stuck there in place. That's just all that we'll see. We'll see them stopping in place. So there's like no way to gracefully make them stop. I guess. I don't know. End emit. Is there a start emit? No. There's an emit. Yeah. There's an emit and there's an end emit. Okay. Let's call end emit and see what happens. Yeah. I mean, instead of stopping, we actually start emitting. I don't know. Maybe what we can do is, yeah, we should probably create like a more robust system to kind of make it stop and say, okay, when we reach the lifetime of the particles, we stop, something like that. So that, you know, if it's invisible, they won't just disappear. They will just stop emitting. Let's try this out. Yeah, I know. End emit is just doing, it's just ending it. It's just completely ending it. Okay, so okay. Let's create a flag. And let's create a flag. And we should maybe, yeah, we should maybe do, we could do it so that we can create a flag, wait for the lifetime thing to end, right? Because we don't know, do we know if you're emitting here? Yeah, we don't know if you're emitting here. It doesn't tell us anything. Emission over time. Yeah. There is no anything, right? So we have to kind of circumvent the limitations. Yeah. Yeah, there are no there's nothing of the sort here, right? So we kind of have to like circumvent the limitations. And in order to do that, we need to we're going to wait for the particles to stop, right? So we're going to say, okay, if it's invisible, right? Okay, let's try this out. Let's create a flag right here, so we don't move around. Okay, let's call it is playing. Okay, equals false. Okay, all right. So what we do is we say here that this dot is playing equals true. Okay, and here we say that this dot is playing equals false. All right. So what we do here is that if now we need to get the time for the lifetime, the maximum lifetime, or like say, okay, we know that this thing is disappearing, right? So we say we can say that if this dot is playing, you know, we want to say well, we don't want to play every time, right? We just want to say this and say play. That's all we want to do, right? So we say play. Let's go. So all we do is if we are not playing, yeah, if we're not playing, okay, which will be if we are made invisible, okay. What we will do is we'll say this the particle system what is this renderer? It's the batch renderer, right? Okay, so we want to say that the particle system emitter, emission over time. Yeah, this doesn't have any information. The emitter itself doesn't have any information. Yeah, no, it doesn't have any information on that. Time, let's see, time. Emission over time, I guess. I don't know. We have an emission over time here. We could see it, like if emission over time. If emission over time. How do we gracefully stop this, right? Because we need to do that. We need to make it so that if the emission over time for this thing is just want you to keep in mind something. We're doing all of this just because this is a we want this to be generic, right? We're going through these issues because we want this to be generic. Otherwise, it would be simple, right? We just stop it. But we just stop looping and that's it. And we go back to looping. And that would be simple. But that's not what this is supposed to be, right? We're supposed to, that's not what we want here. We want this to be actually, you know, to be useful. So yeah, so this is why it's causing this to be a difficult problem to resolve, right? We want to gracefully stop the particles. So we want to, I don't know if this is the right thing. I think this is the right value to look at. But this is also not a number, right? If I say this equals 0, yeah, it won't like it because this is not a number. Yeah, no, this is not a number. Yeah, there's no time there. Time. Yeah, time is a number. Time. Time is a number. Okay. Don't even know if the time resets. We don't know. We don't know if the time resets. Really don't know. So let's log this. Let's log this and look at it. Console.log. This the particle system dot time. Let's look at it. Yeah. Just loop whatever it says. Okay, I see it go back and forth. Okay. So it's all right. All right. I think that's a useful number. All right. Okay. 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 And particle system.time is greater equal to this dot time. What was the lifetime? No, emission over time. Yeah, I think that's the name. Or max life. I think that's the one. Yeah. Max life. Yeah, emission over time is actually how much you emit over time. Yeah, that's forget about that. Yeah, okay, so max life. And I think max life. Yeah. So we're going to say this dot particle system dot stop. And I think that's how we gracefully make it stop. I think. And we have no way of knowing if we are actually playing or not. Because here's the thing, right? We're going to be updating anyway. So yeah, we don't know if we stopped or not. So we should probably have another flag that is stopped. That's going to be a mess to understand what's going on. But it's all because we have to circumvent limitations of the inner system. I mean, because not having a way of knowing precisely, hey, are we updating? Are we, are we emitting something here? Are we doing something like it's displaying or not? Having those kinds of flags, it really helps. But we don't have that, at least not evidently, maybe there is, but it's not very evident in the API. So we kind of have to circumvent that in a strange way. Let's just try circumvent it and this way and see what happens. So there we go. We are showing it. I think I kind of saw a particle there. Yeah, but it's not. Yeah, it's not working, is it? I know. I think probably because I think the reason it's not working is because the reason it's not working is because of the time. I think the time this is in max life. Well, this is it was saying 0. something, 0.1, 0.2. Let's log that. Let's log them and see what happens there. Let's log them. What's going on here? Okay. This dot max life. We know that max life. Well, yeah, we know what max life is. We actually do know that, so that doesn't make much sense. But hey, let's just let it happen that way for now. Let's see what happens here. Okay. Well, it just happened once. Huh. Okay. It stopped here once. All right. That's interesting. So it stopped there once. Okay, it stopped there once. You saw that, right? It stopped there only once, which is where it should have stopped, I think. It's okay to stop there. Oh, okay, so it's false all the time. So we should say else. Oh no, else. Oh, we said play here. Okay, no. Emit particle system dot play. There. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, maybe that's the problem. Let's see. Yeah, but I don't think that's what's going to do. But let's just look at it. I don't think that's going to work. But let's just see what happens. Yeah, I see particles. Yeah. Okay. Okay, yeah, I'm seeing particles. All right, that worked. Let's improve them because I think it looks bad. I think it looks disgusting. So yeah, let's bring this thing in, and let's look at the particles here. It's very fast, right? It's very fast. So it will stop almost immediately there. I would like to see like bigger particles, I think. Maybe let's make them bigger. We can make them like max size. We should probably change the material, shouldn't we? I don't like these sparks really. I don't like them much. I'm not a fan of them. Maybe we should make them like a brighter color, like a much brighter kind of tone of. Yeah, something along those lines. See, yeah, maybe, I don't know. And that's okay. Yeah, okay. And maybe we could make them let's make them a bit bigger. Max size, make it 2 and 1 and see what it looks like. I'm not a fan. Still not a fan. Not in love with it. Yeah, okay. More or less maximum speed. Yeah, that's okay. The speed is fine because it's a, burst of stuff, Yeah, the color is okay, I guess. I don't know. We don't really need this, honestly. Honestly, we don't need this. Let's just make this of a good color that we like. And yeah, let's go there. Yeah, and let's make this other color as well. Let's make these 2 colors like this. Something like that, right? To have blend, and that's enough. That's enough. We don't need a new component to do this. That's okay. That's okay. Yeah, but I'm not a fan. So we're going to create a material. We're going to create a null material. We're going to come here to the particles and we're going to create a new one. We're going to grab, this is the explosion, the one for the explosion. So what did we do with this? We made it a points material. We made a points material, yeah. Okay, we're going to create one just exactly like this one. We're going to create a points material. Yeah, like this one. Points material. Let's see how similar they are, like that. Make it double size, just like this one. What else? Transparent, it says, right? Transparent. Then it's additive as well, right? Additive. additive. What else? Do we make it? And let's add this spark here. This spark here looks very nice, doesn't it? Spark. There you go. Yeah. I think that spark thing looks nice. And something else that we're missing. Let's see. Nothing else, I guess. I don't know. I don't know why they look so different. Why this one has a... I know. I have a feeling it's not going to work for some reason. We've had bad experiences in the past, so I have. I had a good reason to believe it was not going to work, and I was right. Okay, so let's. Oh, okay, yeah. Okay. I remember now. So it's 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. There. Okay. There you go. Okay. Let's make it less fast. This is too fast. Maybe, 80 and 50 is fine because this is... I like these particles, I think, way much. Much more. Let's see this. Closer there. What if I make it like... I want to make it slower. Okay, yeah. Okay, that's looking better. Much better, right? That is looking good. Look at that. It's not just particles flying around. Sometimes it's about just letting it stay there, but move, making it move like a... like in a randomized way. That's looking so good. Yes, I like this. I like this so much. Let's make this bigger. Make it 3 and 2. Yes. Oh, this is so good. This is so good. Wow, yes. Yes. Look at that. That looks like it's doing damage to the enemy, right? That looks like it's actually hurting the enemy. And in fact, we don't need that many. We don't need that many. We can actually just go ahead and use 10. And it will look just as good. See? Look at that. Maybe 15. Yeah, yeah, maybe it's too little that. Yeah. I like this. I like this. I think it's really good. Yeah. Okay. Let's make it fade less. Yeah, if we make it fade less, I think we can get away with using more. Oh wow, yes. Look at that. Wow, yeah. Yes. Let's use less particles. It's best to use less particles, I guess. Yeah. Wow, yes, that's amazing. That's amazing. Wow, yes. Let's use this. This is it. We got it. I think we got it. Yes. Let's go ahead and... What the fuck happened? No! Fucking hell. What the fuck happened? Oh, no. Oh. Something broke here. I broke something. Oh, well, we have someone here doing... selling... yeah, let's add to the block list there. All right, yeah, bye. I don't know if it's okay, let's see what happens here. Let's see what happened. Oh no. Let's hope for the best. Okay, it's still here. It's still alive. Let's go back to our little gun here. Let's go back to our little barrel here. So laser hit. Okay. Okay, we're still alive. We're still fine. We're still fine. We just need to remove this. We're going to add the two colors. Okay, yes. And we're going to play. No? What's going on? What did we break here? What did we break? Oh my god. So annoying when these things happen. And it's more annoying when these things happen and you don't know why. You know, it's like, yeah. Okay, I can see them there. Yeah, I can see them there. Okay, yeah, okay. Let's bring them here. Stop it. Maybe it's because we were playing. I think it's because we were playing when we did it. I guess I don't know what really happened, but let's see. I hope it happens again so that we can try and figure out what is the procedure to break it, right? That's what we want. We want to break it again, so that you know, if we can repeat the process of breaking it, you know, it'll be much better for us. So okay, min speed, max speed. Let's make it okay. Min speed is 1, max speed is 2. Let's make it that, because I think the previous one wasn't like that. It was 1 1. Let's make it a bit more random like that. And let's make it min size is 2, max size is 3. Rotation is fine there. And duration 0.2 is fine. Max life, yeah, that's okay. That's okay. Yes, that's fine. I think duration. I think we had amplified the duration a bit. We could amplify the duration a little bit. And the max life. Yeah, so that like the last particles to live, they have a bit more time to live, right? That's the idea. The mission of a distance, yeah, that's where I think our visible thing is doing. Like, it's waiting for the last particles, like for the latest particles there are still alive. Just kill it. When the last particles have just gone, boom, died. Emission over time, 20. Mission over distance, we have made this 10. Okay, yeah. That's how we had it. I stop playing. I will save and exit. It didn't happen. So what happened? I mean, we wanted to break again. I needed to break again because I need to know what the hell happened, right? But I don't know. Let's play this and let's bring in the energy weapon. Okay. So it's not really working, is it? No, it's not working, is it? No, it just starts at the beginning, like it says, yeah, let's start, and then stops. And now, there it is. It doesn't start. So it stops, but it doesn't start again. So we could let's come back here. Let's bring it back into the fold, and let's bring it back in like this. To see if, because it was, I thought it was working before. Yeah, it isn't working now. I mean, it is stopping at times, right? It stops when the time ends. What was this? Oh. Maybe it was this. Maybe it was this. Maybe it was something I did here. Oh, I think that was it. I think this is a problem. Oh, this is the development version. Okay. I know what happened. this is a development version. Okay, this is not the official. Let me rephrase this. I am developing in a non-official development version. Okay, this is not the official version out there. So I'm using when I'm going to this live streams, I try to stress test the latest version I have so that we can see what things are broken, things like that. And yeah, I think it could very much be the case that this thing is not working fine. You know, some things are not working okay, and simply, you know, I need to figure out what's wrong, and that's it. But in this case, I think I know what the problem is. The problem is that I haven't yet created that with the multi-select. I haven't added some features with the multi-select. So yeah, it's good. It's good that that happened because I didn't remember I hadn't had that. So yeah, I probably have it in my big list of multi-select stuff to do. Yeah, because I need to go through everything, every single feature in the inspector and make sure that everything is working with multi-select. And yeah, that's a mess. That's an absolute mess. It's so messy. Oh my god, it's so messy. Yeah. So yeah, it's not gonna work now because now it's just taking an array instead of taking you know, the individual components. So that's when I clicked on copy component things, you know, it was looking at the components. Oh, well, this is not a component, this is an array, and it went nuts. I guess that's what happened. Yeah, and then we couldn't save the prefab because it had a previous, you know, it's something broke before that. So yeah. That's what happened. Okay. Let's look at this again. See what happens. I think it stopped there. Okay, and now we're seeing it. We're watching it stop a bunch of moments there. We're watching it stop many times. Previously it had stopped once. Now I stopped a bunch of times. Say max life by 2, just to be, you know, like, okay, let's let it play. Just to test, just as a test. Yeah, it doesn't like it. Yeah, right, it doesn't like it. Because it's never going to be 1.2. Let's give it a buffer. Let's give it a buffer. Doesn't like the buffer. You see that? So it is really doing the yeah, it never goes beyond that. It never goes beyond that. There it stops. Tricky stuff, right? It doesn't start there. It doesn't even start there. Yeah, I know. That's very tricky. All right. My thought here is that it reaches the time and what if instead of max life we do duration and we change the duration? Right, let's do duration. And yeah, let's do duration. And let's change the duration. Let's make the duration much larger. Something like 5. All right, let's leave it half a second there, because I'm thinking maybe, yeah, maybe it's not really the life itself, is the duration of the thing. That's what I'm thinking. But hey, let's just look at this and see what happens. Okay. Yeah, I know. That's not it. That's not it. Yeah, that's not it. Yeah, no, because it's actually going through max. It's actually just using the max life. It's actually using the max life. It's not using the duration. It's using the max life properly. The max life. So when it reaches that point, it resets, right? And it goes back and respawns the particles. because it's looping, right? Because in this case, it's looping. But in our case, we don't want it to loop anymore. But also, we would like this to work if we say, okay, when we make it visible, we want it to play, right? And play once. Could we make it work in some other way? Like when we make it visible, it plays. But okay, let's what if we simply do it this way? Okay, so okay, if this the looping, okay, then we say this dot particle system equals dot looping equals true. Okay, sorry, see this, okay, like this, okay, like this. So we play and we set the looping, all right? But if it's false, we say that looping is false, okay? Let's try this. I don't think we need this. I don't think we need this. Let's try. I don't know. Okay. No. No. So that's not going to work. That's not going to work. I made you avoid that. See your miss. Okay, yeah, the audio is fine. I'm always scared about the audio because the audio, you know, the audio is sometimes shit. By the way, we have a few people there on YouTube. Nobody's saying hello. How dare you? How dare you? Say hello. Say hi. Leave me a like. Help me out. Subscribe. All that. You know why? Because if I don't say like the video, people don't like it. And then some people dislike the video. And then the rate goes... And YouTube says, yeah. And it's just... So yeah, you know, that's the whole reason why. So just like the video, you know, just put it like there. And also, if you haven't subscribed, subscribe. And also, if you haven't, yeah, the chat sucks. Yeah, the chat sucks. Definitely that. Definitely. And look at that. And now people talking. Now we have people talking. Look at that. I just say, talk, please talk. And then people come in and talk and say, Boomer is saying chat sucks. Yes, chat does suck. It does suck. But hey, life is much better if we talk to each other, I guess. I don't know. Definitely for me. It works for me. I don't know if it works for you, but it works for me. And Squarebag, nice to see you, man. Nice to see you, Squarebag. It's good to see you again. And thank you very much for liking the video. Talk about 90 stacks, says Boomer. Yes, it's 90 stack in it. Chat. Yeah, I wasn't chatting in the 90s though. I had a computer. My first computer I had in 2004, and I had my first internet connection in when was it? 2005, 6, something like that. I remember it was in the summer. That's what I remember. And yeah, something like that. 2005, 2006, I had my first internet connection, and it was 1 gigabyte, just 1 gigabyte like 1 gigabyte of traffic. You know, so yeah, it was it was kind of limited. I couldn't use like YouTube and things like that were already people started using it then, and it was impossible. It was impossible. Because it would just blow my everything. But yes, it was very slow. So yeah, I don't know. But it was nice to play online games. I could play like some online games, which was cool. Right? It really started me on computers, but it was already like in high school back then, right? So and I could start learning English then, and all that on the internet, talking to strangers. That was very dangerous. Don't do that, little kids. But I did it anyway, didn't I? I don't know how many rated predators per capita there was in the internet back then compared to today. But that's my internet history, wasn't it? And my learning English and programming history in 2004-5 when I was in the high school, I guess. And it's in secondary school. Yes. That's my history. But yeah, nice to see you. Nice to see you there, Squareback. Thank you for liking the video. Thank you, Boomer, for even though you hate chat, you actually talk to me through the chat, and that I very much appreciate. That's the thing. Twitch and I don't know how Twitch works, but YouTube, when people like and comment and do all these things, kind of, it says, hey, people like this. So hey, let's give this guy a break. Let's bring more people in. So and mostly if you like the video, so that the rate doesn't go, So the like rate's like insane. It can be really good, but there's always some arsehole that comes here and goes, like dislike. I feel so powerful disliking your video. I can just vent my frustrations with you. Just life sucks. That's what they do, so yeah. Some people, don't they? Some people, hey? Right? Don't they? All right. So, we know that this thing should be working, but it isn't, right? So, let's look at it. Let's see what's happening. And all right, it's going crazy. But hey, there's something interesting here, right? There's something interesting here. We're making it invisible, which is okay. I mean, I guess that's what we're doing. I don't think this is meant to be. I don't think this is thing that is made part of our service. I really think this is. No. Yeah. What? What's going on here? What is going on here? What is this? No, this doesn't make any sense. This is not real. I mean, we're not doing anything. Just to give you an idea of what's going on here. I'm trying to... Here's the thing. I'm trying to make this very generic. So I am actually going on around modifying the particle system to update it in order to make a generic way to gracefully stop the particles. And the thing is, if I were making a game, I could just, you know, stop the particle system whenever I want. I could just add a time thing, you know, but it's not the case with this, because we actually need a we don't want to touch the particle system itself. We don't want to touch quarks. We want to say, okay, if you want to use quarks, otherwise use something else, and that's totally okay. You see, that's the idea with this, you know. That's like the core ideology here. Use whatever you want ideology. That's the thing here we want to achieve in the system. All right, let's go. Let's keep going. Yeah. Oh my god. Let me just. I'm sorry. I clicked the thing twice. I clicked the mute twice, so it's. Sorry, I needed to blow my nose. I sneezed like 3 times. So, yeah. So the thing is, here, 200 subscribers without videos challenge. Is it? Do you work on games full time, or is it a passion project alongside something else? No. So here's the thing. This is a template we're building, right? We're building a template of a tower defense for the uses of Rogue Engine, right? So what we want here is for your Rogue Engine users to be able to have like a template they can use, right? So this is part of me developing Rogue Engine, which is what I do. So so yeah, helping out people using Rogue Engine, helping making, you know, creating this sort of generic tool for them to have another type of game they can make. You know, you can make a spin-off of this, and the more generic I can make it, the more that people can use it for different things. They can integrate with different technologies and all that, you know. Or instead of me just forcing you to use quarks, you can use something else. That's the idea, right? So that's more or less what we want to achieve here. So like this particle system, this quarks integration is one of the things that I built for Rogue Engine, right? You can see the yeah, this is the package that you can see here. So here's the quarks, right? Rogue quarks, and you can download it here in the marketplace. Whenever it decides to load, there you will be able to see it there. And where is it? I think it's I have to load a bit more. Yeah, here it is. Rogue quarks. You find it there, and you can download it and use it to, you know, have your own particles. It's free, you know, so you can. There are some premium packages, you know, and there are some premium packages that you need to be a you need to be a how do you say paid user to have them, you know. So if you pay a license, you can use them. So what I do is I build tools. I build tools for game developers, and, you know, 3.js stuff in general. That's what I do, right? More than games itself, right? But yeah, I would say, yeah, that's my thing, I guess. But yes, so if you're a game developer and if you're looking to make web games that run anywhere, and, you know, on a toaster with a browser, there you go. Then you use 3.js. And how do you use 3.js? Well, you can use pure 3.js, or you can use it with Rogue Engine, which is just an editor for 3.js, basically. It gives you an editor, a nice little editor with a component system for 3.js. That's all it does. So yeah, And if you want to use it for free, you can use it for free. And if you want to pay for a license, you get some cool additions and you get to support this project. So that's and my whole gratitude, of course. So yeah, that's the thing behind it, all right? Yeah, I mean, I think that that was a good explanation, but I don't know. Let me know. Yeah, there you go. So okay. Why is it stopping? That's a strange thing, right? Because that's what's strange here, right? That's what's strange here. We know the object. We know the thing is invisible, right? We know the thing is invisible. In fact, let's remove this thing whole, right? And let's just leave it like this, okay? And because it should never disappear. In this case, like this, it should never disappear. Like there's no way it disappears. Because I mean, I haven't added anything to make it disappear. There's nothing here that indicates that it should disappear. Nothing. Like absolutely nothing. We've just removed everything that could make it disappear. Why does it disappear? Strange, right? I mean, let's remove this as well. It's just... And when they come in there... So there's something else going on. Okay, there's something else going on. There's something else and it's something strange going on. Because it's not this. It's not this. It's definitely not this. Maybe it's something to do with the position. I don't know. Let's go to the shooting tower. Let's go to the place when we're making this invisible. Let's just comment all this. Just go in and then just let it be true all the time. And see what happens there. But because this is strange. I mean, this is very, very weird. Right? This is weird. I am not crazy, right? It's weird. It's totally strange, isn't it? Yeah. Look, yeah, it disappears. Ah, this is insane. This is insane. It should not disappear. No. There we shouldn't the beam, and I'm making it visible. Right? I'm grabbing the beam here, object, and I'm making it visible. I think that's that could be part of the culprit of things. I don't know. Okay, it starts being visible false. So it's got nothing to do with visibility. This is another problem. This is something else. This is something else. Just taking turns to make us crazy. That's all it's doing. Yeah, because see, it's not there. We're gonna see a frame drop there. Don't worry about it. Yeah, we're gonna see frame drops. Don't worry. Okay, it's still visible here. Where are the particles? 333 0.03. They're exactly where they should be there. 000. So everything there seems to be in its place. Yeah, everything seems to be in place. Everything seems to be fine. So what's going on? This is strange, isn't it? Ah, this is a strange thing. This is a very strange thing. We shouldn't be seeing a problem here. There shouldn't be any issue. basically that's the principles, but it's not basically nothing that's visible, nothing visible, visible. Just not gonna say it again, just because, you know, why not? You see, it's always there, but the particles are not. Where are the particles? Where are the particles? Holy shit, where are the particles? You see, we have this thing here, it's 16 there, and the particles, they're not here. 1. Oh, right. Yes, we got it then. Okay. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, okay. Where are the particles? They're hidden below the ground. What should I do? That's no problem, mate. That's no problem, mate. Particles were hidden below the ground. What do you say? Hey? Fun stuff. Fun stuff. All right. Yes. Brilliant. So the thing is, okay, let's think this through. What's the problem? The problem here yeah, so the problem here is that when we select a target, okay, the target itself is at 0, right? It's at ground 0. It's at let me show you the minion, and that's the best way to explain this is to show you the minion itself, right? So we go here, look at the minion. Yeah, there you go. So if I focus on it, here you'll see it. There you go. You see where the ground is, right? That's them. We're always hitting on the ground. We're not hitting on them directly on top. You see, we're hitting on the ground because we're hitting at their position. That's their position. So that's a problem, basically. That's basically what the issue is. We're hitting on them on the position 0 of them, and yeah, that's what's causing the problem. So in order to get like a more generic way of doing this, because I think we should try and get like and shoot like in the center of the enemy, maybe, you know, not at the ground 0 thing. So what we're going to do for now is we're simply going to raise the thing a bit, and we're going to leave it for later to sort of do the we're going to get like bounding box. I'm going to decide the height of the enemy, and then we're going to shoot it on the center. For now, we're just going to, just raise the height a little bit so that we're always hitting, like, we know the enemies are not going to be like massive like this, but at least we want to hit like in on their feet, right, and not on the ground. So we're going to shoot like somewhere, above them, above the ground, definitely. something like that. So yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. Let's select a, and we could use a raycast. Honestly, we could reuse a raycast. We could just say, okay, like select that point, shoot a raycast, and hit, like right beside. But yeah, let's make things easier on ourselves for now. And yeah, I guess we could, because here's the thing: the more we add in code, like in things we have to calculate every frame or every time we are shooting and things like that, that's more, that's how we say, that's more of the package that we add to this. So if we can avoid that, if we can sort of maybe add some kind of value, some sort of okay, radius value, something like that, we can say, okay, it's just hit, around, above this radius, just calculate the radius up and, the radius to one side towards you, and that's it, and just shoot. But if we have to do calculations on the enemy, generate a box, and all that, that's probably going to make it a lot less efficient. So yeah, we want to make sure that we're not adding too much overhead. Too much overhead is never good, for no reason, right? For no good reason, because that's the thing. It doesn't change anything. If you need to see the thing hitting something and the particles showing up. That's what you need to see, and that's what is going to make it interesting and nice, right? So nothing else really. No, this is not it. This is not it. This is not it. It's road quarks. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So okay. And yeah, it was this. So yeah, we know this is not doing anything really. We know this is the thing that's actually doing something. So no, not this. This the looping part, right? The looping part. We're gonna let the looping do its thing, and yeah, we're gonna remove this, and let's grab. Okay, now we grab the shooting tower. I will need to go soon, so yeah, we need to kind of make sure that this thing works now. Target. Look at target object 3D position. We may need to create some kind of this is the problem, right? This is the problem. We're looking at the position directly here, right? So what we need to do is we need to create a wait, this is the look at, right? This is the look at, and because the shooting is doing something similar. This is the aim for the look at, right? Then when we shoot, right? You see the beam itself is looking at the object in this position. This is the most important part, I guess. Because somehow we also need to not look at directly to the floor, but this is the both places where we need to look at. That's why I was like to stop there on my ground a little bit, because I know that we need to kind of generate a sort of generic way to do this the right way. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to create this field. We're going to call it target position. Okay, it's going to be a new 3.vector3. Okay, and what we're going to do is we're going to where are we aiming? Where are we aiming? Okay, so first thing we're doing is aiming, right? And then we're coming here and shooting. And we're shooting later on, all right? So what we do is, before we aim, before anything, maybe, we say, Wait, let's look at this. Do we have a target? Because that's the thing, right? We need to have a target. So maybe here we decide on the target. Okay. Let's we documented this the last time we did it, so we knew what we're doing. But because it was kind of a yeah, I was explaining it, and so I pseudo-coded it first. So we're going to do is, instead of doing that now, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to let's do it. Object 3. No, sorry. This is a target. Object 3D dot get world position. Okay, and we're setting it to where is it? Target position. Okay. And what we're doing is we're saying then this dot target position dot y equals 0. Yeah, I don't know, yeah. Plus equals 0.5. Let's go. There you go. I guess. Yeah, I don't like that one bit, but yeah, let's yeah. I'm not a fan of this. I'm not a fan of this. It just, yeah, equals 0.5. Let's just do that because right now it's the same. It's the same thing right now, but this is temporary. Okay, we're gonna create a proper solution because this is a package. This is a generic package, so we need to make this work properly. But we need to see the particles now. We just need to see the particles working. So we're just gonna make the particles work now. We're just gonna say the target position. There you go. So target position. There you go. So it's just gonna go for the target position. Yeah, so where is target? Let's look at everywhere we're using the target. So we know that we know using the target position. There you go, target position. There you go. I think this will work just fine. Target, projectile, target. Yeah, this is, I mean, the projectiles are going to go towards the center there. So yeah, we're gonna need to then let the projectile know what to do with the target. So probably the projectile is going to need a different solution there. But hey, at least the beam needs to work correctly, right? I mean, yeah. Let's let the beam do its thing. And you see now the beam's doing something else, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So the beam offset. What's the beam offset in this? Beam offset. We didn't set this as a variable, as a change thing we can change here. Oh no, yeah, we have it here. Yeah, okay. So we're saying plus the beam offset. Distance to the object, so we're scaling it. The distance to the right, the target position. Right, the target position. Target position. This the target position. Plus beam offset. Okay. So we could make it a negative number there, you know, and then just do that. Just use that. Let's see. Yeah, that's not good. That's not good. Nope. That's not good. Why is it so large? I mean, shouldn't be, right? It shouldn't be. Let's look at this. If we make it 16 like that, you know, like it was before there, you know. Whoa, yeah, no, this is way too large, isn't it? Whoa, what happened there? Oh, I rotated to the other side. I went down. I went too far low. Okay. Went to the I did the focus on below from below. Okay. Yeah, this is too much, isn't it? Yeah, it's probably way too much. Yeah. Hmm. Okay. Let's try this again. See where it's going. I'm not a fan of this. I'm not a fan of this. Is the distance said? Distance to the target. Position. So it's the barrel position. Where is the barrel? Barrel position. Where are we setting the barrel position? And we never set in the barrel position, so it's going what? Zero from zero? From ground zero? Yeah, of course, it's never going to work. Okay, yeah, well, okay. I'm glad we're having fun with this. Oh, fucking hell. Yeah, of course it wasn't working. Yeah, okay, so this was the issue we had. Okay. The problem was not really that we were hitting on the enemy below. The problem was that we were just calculating everything, the distance of the beam from the center of the field. So, you know, it doesn't really work like that, does it? So yeah, I know. We actually need to make sure that the barrel position is set correctly, right? This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. Why are we setting the barrel position? I mean, how stupid is this? I mean, we could even just say that object 3D. I mean, even that just makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? I mean, just wow. I mean, okay, but let's make this dot barrel position dot copy barrel. Wait. No. Sorry. I created that because this dot barrel that object that get world position and say this dot barrel position. Okay, there you go. So we're copying the barrel position, the world position of the barrel into the stupid barrel there, and now this thing should hit directly on the thing without going away the 1,000 meters. There you go. Yeah. Anyway, we're not seeing. Where is the thing? What's going on there? -5. Let's say -5 because we're bad like that. We're mean. Okay. So it's actually going It's actually going smaller. But where are the particles? Where are all the particles? So actually, our particle thing is not working. It's actually not working. But let's add 1, 2, 3. Let's see how, because it's not really hitting the thing. Yeah, about 3 is fine, I think. Let's make it 3 because I think we have a bit of an issue there with the offset. So let's make it 3 as an offset. I think it's gonna work fine. That's made too much. Made 2. 2 is fine. All right. Yeah, I think that's gonna work okay. Yeah. Okay. Audio is fine. Okay. Yeah. With the particles, we're going to compensate that with the particles bit. Yeah. I'm not a fan of these though. We have to really make it a generic thing so that it will work for everything else. But yeah. Let's try and solve this quick because I need to go. But fucking hell. Fucking hell. All right. The distance from the stupid fucking barrel, and well, no, actually, this is the beam. This is the beam. So it's the distance from. It should actually be the position of the beam. Yeah, this should actually be the position of the beam. Beam. Yeah, I think this will give us a more precise position because I know there's a problem. I know there is an offset problem because the yeah, well, that's much better. Yeah, because the thing is that the image that we're using, right, it has like a little bit of a gap there right at the end, right, like a trimmed bit at the end, because it's an image, right, and it's not covering the whole thing. It's not a big image, it's just reaching the sides. So that little bit we have there, that little space between the image, right, the alpha that we have there in between the sides, right, and the exterior, that thing is that space is showing like a gap. So we need a bit of an offset. We need to kind of set up an offset. So this is what the beam offset is doing. It's letting us set, okay, you want to like adjust this a little bit, and you can set this in runtime if you want as well, but you can set it here. So yeah, you can decide, whatever your solution is, and go with whatever works for you. But yes, beam hit visible equals true. That's what we're doing here, and then we're getting the barrel position, the world position for the barrel. Yeah, and we're using that barrel position there. It's just saying that the beam, use the world position of the beam, basically. That's good. And because in this case we're using the beam, and we care about where the barrel is, where the beam is, and that's what we care about. So okay, all right. Now the problem we have is that we're not seeing the particles anyway, right? So we need to kind of make sure that we see the particles. So let's yeah, okay. We were doing the whole looping thing. We were trying the whole looping thing if it worked. And yeah, let's remove this and let's see what it's doing there. Okay. Okay, we can see the particles now. That's I mean, that's an improvement. There you go, the particles are there. That's what we want to see, the particles, right? At least we can see them. Yeah, they're not below the ground, which is it was really an issue. So okay, now when we say that we're not looping, it just stops straight out. It doesn't really give us enough time or anything. So let's come here and let's do the whole time thing again, and let's test it and see if it now works like we want it to. Okay, I think it works. I think it works fine. Yeah, it works. So we weren't crazy. This was the way to make it work all the time. Yeah. Okay, so the things we were doing before, everything, it was good. The problem was that we were just projecting the particles underground. And yeah, that's not what we want. So and because we were calculating the distance of the beam, not towards the floor, but actually to the well, yeah, from the not from the barrel itself, but from the center of the earth. So that's a problem. That's kind of an issue. So yeah, you don't want to do that. So yeah, let's test it with the bigger beams as well. I think yeah, we didn't set the beam thing. Yeah, we didn't set the for those. We didn't set the particle or anything. But yeah, let's test it with this again. I like it. I think it's fine. I think it's nice. It looks good. It looks like you're hitting something, and that's good. That's good enough. That's nice. I like it. The particles disappear gracefully, which is what you want, right? You want the particles to sort of go away, vanish. And yes, that's what we're trying to do here. And that's what we achieved. So I am happy. We have a way to make the particles go away. Very nice. Nice and easy. Something we can do here is we should do here is okay, let's see, because one thing that happened there was that you saw how it played it played from the beginning, right? Because that's one problem we have, is that whenever you start it like this, it should sort of starts there, right? We have a problem at the like at the very beginning. Now let's stop this for now. Let's stop for today. We made this work, which is fine, which is nice. That's what we wanted. We wanted to make this work, didn't we? So we made it. We made it. We actually made it happen. And I'm very happy. I'm very happy. I think this is fine. This is cool. This is nice. This is what we want. So yes. 3 cheers for us. And let's reconvene with this. I want to make the particles bigger though, because what I realize now is that, yeah, since we're hitting on the center, right, we kind of need to see the particles go around. So that's a cool thing. We can see actually the particles moving around, like big particles, right? So I think that'll work. I think if we just make the particles like we say, let's make it 5 and 3, right? So that we have like a different sizes, like proper different sizes. And it'll complement nice. It'll complement nicely. Okay, so let's trust me. It'll look nice. The more the divergence there is from there you go. You see, the more divergence there is from one distance from min to max, the more randomness you'll see, right? Because it's everything in between will happen, right? So yeah, that's an obvious thing, right? But okay, it's already 10 p.m. here in UK, Liverpool, where I'm at, and it's a way too late for me right now. I have to go. So I actually have to feed my wife. I actually have to give her food, because I have to cook for her. Otherwise, she'll be mad. Nah, she's fine. She's just arrived, I think, from school, and I'm like, oh, I need to cook. And I'm right here, like close to the kitchen, so I need to actually stop this for her to even eat. So thank you so much for joining me. Thank you so much for being there. Thank you so much for everyone who commented, for everyone who was here and said hello, to everyone who joined and liked the video, and to everyone who subscribed and followed me on Twitch. If you didn't do it now, this is a good time to do it. And thank you so much. It means a lot to me when we have people here. It means a lot to me when people actually join and say hello. It's a little thing, right? If you think about it, like it's I know, it gives me motivation. It makes me feel good, because when there's nobody there, it kind of feels like shit. It feels like shit probably. It's like there's nobody there. But when when there's people there and people actually interact and say something, this shows interest and shows something to say. I don't know, if you like it, if you're interested, if you think it's fine, if you're watching it. I actually really appreciate the comment and like and all that. And yes, usually at the beginning of the streams, if you haven't joined us, we do like more of a review of development. We do a bit of a devlog and all that, Rogue Engine and all the things, and showcase some stuff. If you have stuff that you built with Rogue Engine, I can showcase it there, either at the beginning or at the end, depending on the day. Sometimes I'm doing it at the beginning now. Very recently I just come in and just sort of as a warm-up, I started doing a bit of a devlog and showing some stuff. So please join us at the beginning for these kinds of things, because I think it's interesting, and probably way more interesting than actually making the game for some people, right? Some people just want to know about the ins and outs of building the game engine. So just let me know, just what do you think of Rogue Engine as well? The comments, everything, all that helps. Rogue Engine is built by it's built, every feature, everything we add, when people push for something, they say, okay, I'm needing this right now, like this is a problem for me or something like that. maybe something I was already thinking to build, and you're just giving me the right amount of pressure and the right push to go in and start building it. So yeah, don't hesitate to let me know that you're missing something, or that yeah, you want to see something there. I'm not saying that I will add absolutely everything you want, but if it makes sense and it's something that that's how usually everything I build, someone asks for it and then it makes sense and we add it, and it's the right time, which happens. So yeah, don't forget to go in there and join our Discord. That's where things happen, and share your stuff. And yes, again, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much for being there. Thank you so much for liking the video, for subscribing, for following me on Twitch, and see you next time. Bye bye.